Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. This is your no-nonsense guide for the main quest on Terra Maledicta. Before we start, I recommend you spawn in using the Einhorn shotgun. It doesn't really matter too much what attachments you have on it, because this quest is ridiculously easy, so you'll get away with literally no attachments if that's all you've got. But that shotgun itself is, in my opinion, one of the best weapons you can use for this, and I also recommend through your game you look out at the Altar of Covenants for the Death Blow Covenant. It works super well with the Einhorn because it's going to return a bullet to the clip if you get a critical kill, and you'll be doing that pretty much all the time with that weapon, so they have a lot of synergy. The first thing to do when you spawn in is to just go and do any of the objectives that are open to you, and I recommend the one right in front of you because that's going to open up the area where the shield is, which we'll be using for the main quest. I will give you one quick tip here, which is when you're doing that objective, you might as well grab the perk that is in that area, because remember, in Vanguard Zombies, the first perk tier is free. So make sure to do that while you're doing the objective, and then you'll return back to that main area. You'll be able to go up to the shield, and as you can see here, I'm triggering some dialogue, which basically starts the main quest. The next thing to do once that's been triggered is to do another objective, and this one I will always do on the left-hand side if you're facing the shield from the spawn area. That takes you towards the Speed Cola Fountain, or the Green Fountain, and that's going to be needed for the next step of the Easter egg, but we need to open the area first, so just do a regular objective, and while you're doing it, you might as well grab your free first perk tier, just like I mentioned a second ago. Once you're done with that objective, you'll get a new quote telling you to go over to the Green Fountain, and there'll be a ritual rune there that you can access. This is located just here. It's kind of opposite that Green Fountain. And once you activate that, you're going to want to grab a pillow, just rest your head on it, and go to sleep for about 3 to 4 minutes while the characters drone on about some random crap. And once they're finally done, a portal will spawn in, and you'll be able to actually progress with the Easter egg. Go through the portal, and it will be your first Easter egg objective. Except this one's actually pretty basic. It just feels like yet another objective. So do the objective as normal, pretty much. And then with that objective complete, you'll be able to go over to where the shield is and start destroying 4 yellow crystals in order to kind of unlock the shield. If you don't get this quote, just do another objective. You should get it the next round. Anyway, here are the 4 yellow crystal locations. The first one is right about here. The second one is just here. The third one is just here. And the fourth one is just here. With those destroyed, some yellow energy is going to flow into the shield, and once it gets there, and it does take about 20 seconds to get over there, it's a bit slow, you'll be directed to now go and access another rune near the yellow fountain. This is in an area that we haven't actually opened up just yet, so you'll need to open up the side of the map on the right-hand side, and then once you've done that objective and returned home again, you should first of all pack-a-punch your Einhorn, because it's going to make your next step in this Easter egg a lot easier. I really highly recommend papping at this time, and then you'll be able to get over to the yellow fountain, drink the yellow fountain because, like I said, it's free, and then drop down beneath it and access that rune. Same again, grab your pillow, take a quick power nap, and then once the characters are done talking, a portal will spawn in, and this objective is going to be marginally more tricky compared to just a standard objective. It's the closest thing we have to a boss fight, so prepare yourself, it's going to get spooky. Or at least, I'd have liked to think so, but you might have to use your imagination a little bit here. Anyway, you'll go back to the Dark Ether here, there'll be a little bit of a kind of dialogue thing at the beginning, and then you'll have to defend these things from a bunch of zombies that are going to come over and try and sort of destroy them. And it takes about 3 or 4 minutes to do this. It's a really, really slow, long objective. And in the meantime, that little boss lady that you saw at the start is basically going to be trying to zap you the entire time. But thankfully, the Einhorn is really damn good at taking her down. Just shoot off a few rounds into her forehead and she'll stop bothering you, which is appreciated. After you get through those 4 minutes of drudgery, you will be finished with the objective, you'll be teleported back to the regular world, and you'll have successfully earned access to the shield, which counts as a weapon in this, not as like an equipment thing that you can equip and unequip. It takes up a weapon slot, so keep that in mind in your kind of planning of your loadout. It's got a melee attack on the right trigger, it's got a kind of fireball blast thing on the left trigger, and we're going to be using that in the Easter egg in just a moment here, so you will need the shield going forwards. So what's the next step, I hear you ask? Well, surprise, surprise, you'll be told to go and find a blue fountain, which again is in an area of the map that we have not yet opened, and so you'll need to do a regular objective to open up that area of the map, and with that objective complete, you'll then be able to go over to the blue fountain, grab the blue perk because it's free, and then go over to the rune, hold square on it, and once again, the characters will chat, and then a portal will open a few hours later, and you'll be teleported into the final step for this Easter egg, or at least final step so far. In this space, there will be these body parts that are kind of indicated by a beam in the sky, and you need to go up to each of those body parts and use the shield blast that's on your left trigger on them. The shield blast takes 90 seconds to recharge, so once you blast one, you can literally just run around for 90 whole seconds, and then go up to the next one and blast it, and then run around for 90 whole seconds, and rinse and repeat. You don't need to worry too much about taking down down a bunch of zombies. It's totally fine if you do, but you don't have to right now. The thing that you need to prioritize is just surviving, and it's quite easy to survive if you actually don't kill anything and you just have a big massive horde behind you in one blob. However, if like the bosses are annoying, then obviously take those down, and any boom shriers are probably worth taking down too, because they can be a little bit pesky. Anyway, once you've shield blasted all of the body parts, grab the piece of paper that you've been fighting for this whole time, and you'll be finished. You'll teleport back to the real world, and you'll get some rewards. And I know it might be a bit underwhelming, might be a bit disappointing, but the fact of the matter is that's Vanguard zombies.